say anything you want as long as it's limit. There are stupid people in the world. Children are the future. You can torture them. Fuck them! You idiot. Jesus Christ. Gives a shit. I know how awesome it is to tie a chick up and leave her. Well, if you women should be pissed.
I don't get
furries. That's your sex suit, man.
God. Yeah, I would like that.
Dennis is furry curious. How curious are you? Are we horn sucking here? Dennis, answer the question.
Yeah, I am.
Fucking equality through morality is bullshit. If you're gonna attack white people, attack them in the right sense. It should be the C word! Because that way everybody will confuse it with cunt, and it'll make me happy. Damn, I sound so racist.
No, you're not racist.
People take themselves way too fucking seriously. Dennis and me here at Egocast. Thank you very much for listening. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Egocast. Manny.
I'm Dennis. Woo!
How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I'm alright. Tired. Did you have a good week?
Wasn't too bad.
2 weeks ago?
Wasn't too bad.
When you had the flu?
I'm feeling a lot better now, thank
Fucking
you.
asshole. Now I have to do fucking 2 shows worth of production in the same week, which isn't gonna happen. Fucker. So, if anybody's angry about not having a show last week, email Dennis.
Not that we're posting yet.
Not that they're even posting yet. But when this sort of thing happens, it's Dennis's fault. I'm always ready to entertain you, my wonderful minions. I decided I wanted to start calling our fans minions.
Okay.
I want to call them minions. You know, Opie and Anthony have the pests, and everybody in the world has an army, some sort or another. I want to have minions. I think it's a cool sound. What do you think?
Sure.
I feel like minions. The Dennis and Andy minions. Alright, anyways. This is after the Easter, when this show should have taken place.
Uh-huh.
Actually, this would be on Easter, right? Saturday was Easter, right?
I don't know.
Sunday was Easter. Day before Easter, this would be then. Yeah. So, we're going to start off with a heartwarming story. I found a heartwarming story for everybody. You know, usually we do racism news or, you know, whatever.
Furries.
Bad things, furries. But I decided that I wanted to find a really good, since Easter is supposedly tomorrow, as far as you should know when you're listening to this.
They won't know it unless we tell them the date.
Well, we're going to tell them the date. But, so here's my heartwarming story. Woman finds dead body under deck during Easter egg hunt with son.
Heartwarming as hell.
Heartwarming as hell. This is out of FoxNews.com. Knoxville, Tennessee. A Tennessee woman says she made a grisly discovery while hunting for Easter eggs in her backyard with her 3-year-old son. A dead body.
A new toy for kid.
That's not what I asked for. I wanted candy. I will suck on his big dead toe. Tara Hanoskova, sure, said she had noticed a foul smell but didn't find the source until Wednesday, when she noticed tennis shoes in the crawl space under her deck while hunting for eggs with her son.
Wait, she hid the eggs. How would she not?
That's another one of my curiosities in this whole thing. If he's been there long enough to smell, and she went around hiding eggs, what the fuck? Like, honestly, when I first read the headline for this article, I was praying to God as I started reading. I was like, please tell me that he's in an Easter Bunny outfit, because that would be so goddamn funny. Because it would be so traumatic for that poor kid. Dead Easter Bunny.
Well, Easter's all about death anyway.
It should be. No, it's all about rebirth and resurrection.
Yeah, the death of Christ.
No, it's not about the death of Christ. That's, what the fuck was the death of Christ? Not Passover. We don't really celebrate that, do we? Not all of us are Mel Gibson.
I celebrate Good Friday. You get a day off from work.
Yeah, you do, maybe. I fucking don't.
I don't
People
either.
who run my fucking place are sinners. Alright, anyways. Her son didn't notice the man's body, and police investigated discreetly, she said. This made me remember That fucking game that you brought over last week, 2 weeks ago. The fucking, the hell is it even called?
Deadly Premonition.
Deadly Premonition. Where they find that dead body fucking
yeah.
crucified to the tree.
She's
And then later the kids are like playing with each other. Having a grand old time.
naked.
Completely naked with a snake coming out of her snatch and crawling up around her face.
And they're just letting the kids watch it.
The kids are sitting there next to a log just having a grand old time playing with each other while everybody's fucking investigated. That line right there. Her son didn't notice the man's body and police investigated discreetly. Like I could just picture them sitting on the deck right over the dead body. Playing with cars, going baroom. They were very respectful. They tread lightly. Hanuskova said, "My son has no idea what happened." She said she didn't know how the man got there. Well, I smell foul play out of that. I don't know how that dead guy got underneath my deck. Yeah, sure you don't, lady. Knoxville Police Department spokesman Daryl DeBusk told media outlets that the man had been dead about 2 weeks. The autopsy, however, did find that the man... 2 weeks! The autopsy, however, did find that the man suffered from a medical condition that could have led to his death. The death will be listed as natural causes unless something different is found in the final autopsy report, DeBusk said. Meanwhile, police are still trying to determine who the man is and why he was under the deck. So, I didn't bother to even think to look up fucking to see if anybody figured out anything about it. It's kind of a small... It just made me giggle. It's just, like, the mental picture of it. Like, there was so many, like, funny mental pictures about it that I wanted to just, I don't know. Ugh. Am I trying to explain why I brought that piece of shit up? I don't know. Alright, moving on. Another Easter story. Easter Sunday shares calendar with Marijuana Smokers Day, April 20th this year. Yay! Weed story. What the hell was that?
Stinger.
A stinger? That's a stinger. Okay. Is that a stinger too?
Don't know. Don't worry about me.
Sounds like honking a clown's cock.
You would know.
Well, yeah. I hung out a lot with Chuckles in the warehouse. April 20th, or 420, is a special date among marijuana smokers. Damn right it is. Social media has been buzzing for weeks with jokes about how this year Easter Sunday shares the calendar with the pot lovers' highest holiday, April 20th, or 420 in stoner lingo. Stoner lingo. Ugh. Pot smokers have long celebrated on the date by lighting up for reasons not quite clear. Because it's a reason to smoke weed. Why not? We used to say, "Oh, it's Tuesday."
Just got done with work.
Yeah, just got done with work. Woo, party time.
Just got to work.
Just got to work. That was one too. Yet amid the online cracks about worshiping a higher, quotes, power, tutorials on how to make a joint shaped like a cross, and photos of Easter baskets filled with pot-filled eggs.
Cross joint.
Awesome. A handful of churches nationwide are using the unfortunate coincidence to make much bigger points. I think this is a fortunate coincidence. I think God is trying to tell us something.
Legalize it.
Damn right.
Oh, sorry.
If somebody can see Jesus' face in a fucking pancake or fucking whatever, which if you were listening to this technically last week when it should have been, that would be predicting the future because I saw a pancake Jesus story for this week.
Okay.
I did. Anyways, if he can fucking show up in a pancake and everybody can freak out about it, how come everybody's not like, "Oh, this means God wants weed"? Dennis?
Don't know.
Answer the question.
I think God grew it for us.
I know God grew it for us. Otherwise it wouldn't be here. In the Highland Park, no kidding, neighborhood of Los Angeles, a church is using medical marijuana imagery and catchy wordplay. How much you want to bet this isn't fucking catchy? To attract new worshippers to an Easter sermon series called Medicated. Oh, that's catchy as fuck. About seeking fulfillment through God, not drugs. And across the country in Mississippi, a church is hosting a massive concert to denounce marijuana legislation with the title Reverse 420. God keeps me high. That's pretty catchy. Reverse 420, God keeps me high.
024.
Oh, literal Dennis. I don't know if it's supposed to actually say reverse. Or high me keeps God. High me keeps God. 024. Yeah, that's appropriate. I was sitting on a plane and I was looking at my calendar and I realized that Easter fell on 420 and I thought, man, half of my friends, they're going to be doing something else on 420. They're not going to want to come to church. Said Pastor Justice Coleman, founder of Freedom Church in Highland Park. Well, this sounds like a fucking cool guy if half of his friends are pot smokers. Oh, Bishop fucking Fuddy Duddy, he's gonna be all smoking weed. So how could we put together a talk or a program that wouldn't celebrate smoking weed, but would celebrate the idea that there's so much more to life, said Coleman 30. That's what we're going to be talking about. Coleman's moilers and promotional video for the Easter service include the green cross associated with medical marijuana clinics and a teaser that recalls Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection. Celebrate 420 with us because you can't get any higher than risen. They should just put fucking Jesus on a green cross with fucking nailed up with joints and a big blunt for his feet. And then you could be like, weed is bad. And I think it would have more of an effect than celebrate 420 with us because you can't get any higher than risen.
Yeah.
You can get pretty fucking high, man.
I don't know. I'm going to go out and chant 024 myself.
Yeah. What was that?
024. 024.
High me keeps God. I think the idea that we supplement our lives with a lot of things, I think that resonates with a lot of... That doesn't make any sense. I think the idea that we supplement our lives with a lot of things, I think that resonates with a lot of people, he said. Imagine a life where you didn't need to do that. Oh, well, that would be paradise, wouldn't it? Yeah, because weed would be legal.
No, it's called heaven.
Yeah, but man, I think all these people are going to find out. When all these fucking pastors go to fucking heaven and they're standing there and everybody's smoking weed and they're all going, man, this is bad for you. Why are you doing this? God himself comes up and goes, you're a fucking asshole. Send him to hell. Be great.
I don't think you get sent for help for not smoking weed.
In my heaven, you do.
Okay.
That's
your little corner.
Yeah, my little fucking smoky ass room. The drug is legal in 20 states across the U.S. for medical purposes.
Really, where?
30 more to go. Until we get to Ohio. The church events come against the much more irreverent backdrop of the internet, where social media has exploded with pictures of bunnies chomping on marijuana leaves, plastic Easter eggs stuffed with dope, and posts such as blaze it and praise it. Which is so much cleverer of a fucking slogan than God keeps me high. Blaze it and praise it, motherfucker, yeah. One Twitter account included a photoshopped image of Jesus holding a bong and presiding over the Last Supper at a table heaped with ridiculous amounts of weed. It's pretty awesome. In California, many medical marijuana dispensaries have long suffered special promotions to their clients on 420, and this year they have added Easter-themed goods such as plastic eggs stuffed with pot-infused chocolate truffles. Man, they really like stuffing eggs with weed. That seems to be like the theme. Nobody could come up with anything more fucking clever than that. Like take one of those chocolate bunnies. You know how they're like hollow on the inside, and you fill it up with fucking like weed fudge or something. Oh, it's such a good idea. We're just gonna ruminate on that for a second.
Wait, what chocolate bunnies?
Yummy. You know those big ass fucking chocolate bunnies
Not
that
the
are like this fucking tall?
Cadbury ones?
No. Oh, Cadbury wheat eggs. The significance of the April 20 date is unclear and shrouded in urban legend. The most common version maintains that 420 was the police scanner code for smoking in progress, and stoners who heard it quickly adopted the number as shorthand for their favorite pastime. We used to say tea time. It's tea time. I hung out with too many golfers.
I guess.
Another story holds that a group of kids from Northern California would always meet behind a school wall between classes at 4:20 p.m. to smoke, and the phrase spread. Scott Chipman, chair for the Southern California chapter of Citizens Against Legalized Marijuana, or CALM, said he finds churches who are using the date as the marketing ploy offensive. But if the events draw even a few pot users to the pews for the first time, it could have an upside.
Pews.
Pew, pew, pew. Of course, our group would not be supportive of church activities that would encourage drug use, but I think we all need to fucking smoke weed. Again, I'm editorializing there. But I think we need to ask why people use drugs. What is so bad about people's lives that they feel the need to escape and numb themselves from life and life's challenges? Asked Chipman, who regularly attends church. Uh-oh, shit. Okay. For many, this seems to be a spiritual problem. No! It's a fucking... everything is better on weed problem. That's the thing. Everything's more fun on weed.
Yeah.
Movies are funnier. People are more entertaining.
Sex lasts longer.
Maybe for you. Certainly better on weed.
Yeah.
What else is better on weed other than everything? Any examples, Dennis?
Video games.
Video games are a lot more fun on weed.
You said movies.
I said movies.
Does anything else really matter?
Music's more fun to listen to.
Music. Eating.
Hanging out with you.
Yeah. Silent Hill.
Silent Hill. That's exactly the kind of message Pastor Tanya Ware is trying to get across at her church in the Jackson Miss area. The church Triumphant Global, where Ware is executive pastor, is hosting a massive anti-pot concert and t-shirt giveaway after the traditional Easter service and leading a no weed pledge at 4:20 p.m., the precise time when many potheads light up to celebrate. When the church realized Easter coincided with 4:20, it decided to embrace the opportunity, Ware said. Not only should the church be culturally aware, but the church also takes full advantage of what is happening at that moment and seizing that moment. Well, that's the end of the sentence. I'm not doing very good with reading today.
It's alright.
The reason why Jesus was so popular, and he was a superstar, is because he knew how to take advantage of events that were already happening, she said. He would go where the people were, and Easter Sunday is huge. People who don't go to church any other time usually go to church on Easter. Did you go to church this Easter?
No, I was sick.
I did not go to church this Easter. Girlfriend went to Easter church. She took the kid.
That must have been good for you.
It was awesome. She was gone the whole day. Yeah, I was all alone last Saturday. All alone.
Yeah, but we're talking about Sunday. So you're alone Sunday.
I was all on Sunday too.
You didn't call me on Sunday.
All alone. You had the fucking flu. So you said. Oh, you weren't cool to come over here and do a show on Saturday, but you'd have been fine to hang out on Sunday, huh?
No, I would have not come either.
Well, okay. Well, I'm glad you brought it up then, cock.
Sucker.
Cocksucker. Speaking of cock, loud! God, it takes forever these fucking things to load.
Cock load? What?
Here we go again. Speaking of cock, Wu-Tang Clan linked rapper Andre Johnson used steak knife to cut penis while on angel dust. Not the cock that I was thinking of. The rapper Andre Johnson used a steak knife and was under the influence of drugs when the shocking incident occurred.
I hope so.
This is from news.com.au. E-News also reports he was under the influence of the drug PCP, otherwise known as phencyclidine or angel dust, or wet, or all the other fucking things.
I've never heard of wet.
I know you like to get wet. Fucking
Never.
Training Day.
Never seen it.
Damn it.
I don't watch good movies. You know that.
I know. It's a fucking great movie though. I should make you watch that sometime. When he jumped off a second-story balcony in North Hollywood. He also cut off the tip of his penis first, then removed his testicles and the remainder of his genitalia. Wow. The 40-year-old music artist who performs under the name Christ Bearer was taken to the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. He was found lying on the sidewalk with critical injuries. No shit. What's that? He is still undergoing medical treatment. According to TMZ, he posted the following bizarre message on his Facebook page on April 17th. Peace. Feeling blessed. The post, which was accompanied by a smiley-faced angel emoticon, has since been deleted. Johnson performs with North Star, a group affiliated with the Wu-Tang Clan. Not anymore. They ain't got no cock. Like, don't you kind of need to have a dick to be in Wu-Tang?
You would think.
Dude, I never want to fucking... Never.
Cut your dick off?
Cut my dick off. No, fucking do drugs like that. Like, weed! Everybody thinks that weed is a horrible, horrible drug. And yet, this dude's fucking cutting his cock off on PCP. I imagine if weed was legal, he'd have been smoking a fucking blunt instead. And he would still have a dick to this day. I heard they weren't able to put it back on either.
I don't know.
Dickless for life.
For life.
For life. Also in cock news.
Yeah.
In Queens, chickens clash with the rules. This one starts with a quote. It's a weird way to do it. We won't need to color them this year, she said, looking at the eggs, which were already a pretty mix of blonde, tan, brown, and light blue, and fresh from the hen house on the side of her home in Queens. Keeping chickens in New York City has become a popular hobby, especially in precincts of Brooklyn where foodies and do-it-yourselfers prize locally grown food.
Foodies?
Foodies. What it says.
Okay.
Miss Say, 48, bought a dozen heritage chickens last July to provide free-range eggs for her daughter, because she wants to serve foods that are free of hormones. This free of hormones thing lately is weird. I got them for nutritional reasons, Miss Say said. You can't buy these eggs in a supermarket. Yeah, you can. Go to a fucking natural food supermarket.
Okay.
Krieger's down the street. You can get all sorts of brown eggs there. Miss Say bought a $2,500 coop and had fencing installed to protect the chickens from predators. But a month ago, she learned of a different type of threat to her chickens. The stringent restrictions that homeowners in her neighborhood are supposed to abide by. Miss Say lives in Forest Hills Gardens, a private neighborhood nestled in one of the more pristine sections of New York City. It is renowned for its stately country garden-style, multi-million-dollar Tudor and Georgian homes, and for its strict regulations which forbid the keeping of backyard chickens. Miss Say has been ordered by the Forest Hills Gardens Corporation, which manages the neighborhood, to get rid of the chickens. In a recent letter, corporation officials cited the nuisances section of a century-old homeowners covenant. The rules were set down in 1913 during the infancy of this 140-acre leafy swath that is one of America's oldest planned communities and was designed by Frederick Law Olmsted Jr., whose father was Frederick Law Olmsted. No shit.
Happy Halloween.
It's Easter.
Sorry.
the famous landscape architect who helped design Central Park. Miss Say called the nuisance section, which forbids any brewery, distillery, malt house, slaughterhouse, brass foundry, tin, nail, or other iron foundry, lime kiln or sugar bakery, tallow candlery, crematory, hospital, asylum, antiquated. She said she felt the rules should be modernized to fit the more progressive approach to raising poultry today, especially the heritage breeds that she owns. The fuck is the difference? Chickens are chickens, aren't they?
You would think.
She noted that the nuisance section does not allow a cattle yard, hog pen, fowl yard or house, cesspool, privy vault, nor any cattle, hogs, or other livestock or live poultry. These are 101-year-old rules, she said, adding that she decided to order the chickens after seeing Martha Stewart talk about them on television. She even bought the birds from the website that Mrs. Stewart recommended. And I'm not going to name it because I'm not advertising chickens. MyPetChicken.com. Mitchell Cohen, the president of the Forest Hills Gardens Corporation, said that regulations detailed in the homeowners covenant and restrictions are meant to protect the whole community, and an amazing document that has held the test of time. Until this lady wanted a house full of cocks in her fucking yard. Nothing? Okay. The covenant is what has kept the Forest Hills Gardens the oasis it is today, he said. I'm sorry Miss Say is upset by our letter, but to keep the Forest Hills Gardens the community it is, everyone must look beyond themselves and follow the rules we all agreed to follow. The corporation has not said what, if any, action it might take to force Miss Say to evict her chickens. For now, she said, the chickens are staying. Whew.
So follow the rules like a bunch of sheep, right?
Exactly. Kind of like handcuffing people to a hospital bed.
Yes.
It's the rules.
Yeah.
And not having booze outside. Also the rules.
Correct.
Nothing? Okay.
Just like polishing a unicorn.
Just like polishing a unicorn. It's in the rules. The collision of a modern trend with the old laws has set tongues clucking in this state neighborhood.
Wait. I'm behind on this one.
But Miss Say said she has heard nothing but positive feedback from neighbors and no complaints about any odor, noise, or unsightliness. They also praise her willingness to give away eggs, she said, as she sat in the sprawling Tudor house where she grew up and still lives on Greenway North, a scenic, winding way through this neighborhood, which is privately owned but open to traffic. She said she bought the chickens to help a hormone-free diet for her kid, who she feared was developing faster than her peers. What? But she got tits at 5? Miss Say wondered if the hormones... if the hormones in commercially bought food could be affecting her daughter. Miss Say bought a dozen young fancy chickens and ordered the Amish-built wooden chicken coop. What?
Fancy chickens.
Fancy chickens. She now has 8 chickens, having given away 2 cocks and 2 chickens, which were creating too much of a racket. This is no old McDonald operation. Miss Say feeds the chickens an organic soy-free feed and a smorgasbord of fresh vegetables she buys from a nearby grocery store, where she can probably buy goddamn fresh eggs.
Damn straight.
Looking at the flock, Miss Say pointed out a bantam Easter egger, a breed that lays blue eggs, and the black copper Marans, a breed that is appreciated especially by French chefs for their eggs, also nicknamed the black cock. The fluffy breeds were Silkies, she said. Buffy, a cream-colored bird that her kid was hugging, was a Belgian bearded Duchel. Duchel. Duckle. I don't know how to pronounce that. Duckle? Duchel?
You okay over there?
Belgian bearded cock. The flock can produce a couple of dozen eggs per week, and it is the kid's job each day to collect them for breakfast or for baking.
Wait. It's the kid's job to go collect the cock?
She's got to go and get all the cock eggs. for breakfast
Mm.
and or baking.
Someone's locked this woman up. She's letting her kid play with cock.
One neighbor, Peter Barrow, whose backyard nearly abuts the cock coop, his butts near the cock coop, said he had no problem with the flock of cocks. They're quiet and not really noticeable, he said, and she's keeping them for healthy living, not for slaughter. She's got a cock house, and this guy, who's got his butt right next to the cock house, thinks it's a great idea. Fucking... This show is not going very well.
Why not? I like it.
I don't know. Is that Cheerios coupon worth your legal rights? This kind of pisses me off. And I think I'm going to save my anger at this for the end.
Okay.
Because I think people will be pleasantly surprised at my anger at this story. It's taking forever to load. This is why I need to have the stupid thing charged. Is that Cheerios coupon worth your legal rights? This is from foxbusiness.com. Do you like your morning bowl of Cheerios enough to waive your legal rights? I would say depending on what legal rights they are.
Yeah.
I'll waive my right to remain silent so I can go, yay, Cheerios! General Mills came under fire on social media this week over changes to its legal terms, which say consumers who download coupons online and participate in online brand forums cannot file class action lawsuits against the company, and instead must resolve legal issues through forced arbitration. You know what forced arbitration is?
No, not really.
You don't know what forced arbitration is?
No.
You want to know?
Sure.
I can tell you.
Go ahead.
I know.
Please start.
Watched a whole documentary on it. Forced arbitration is...
No, I don't want to hear about it.
All right. The New York Times was...
I don't want to hear about it.
Forced arbitration, it's like when you want to sue somebody, your lawyer sends their lawyer a notice, says, I'm going to sue your ass, and then you go through the process of suing somebody.
Okay.
Courts and judges and juries and all that shit, right?
Okay.
Companies came up with this new legal procedure called forced arbitration, which essentially means we're going to force you to have a closed-door meeting with our lawyers and your lawyer, and we're going to hire a company who's going to do the arbitration. And the arbitration is they have a guy that the company hires, the company that you're suing hires, to sit in ruling over this case.
But he's got a vested interest if he's hired by them.
Exactly. So 9.9 times out of 10, if you have to do forced arbitration against a company,
You're screwed.
You're fucked. So that's forced arbitration. The New York Times was first to report that the maker of products such as Lucky Charms, Old El Paso, and Haagen-Dazs quietly, in quotes, added language to its website letting consumers know that if they download coupons or enter company-sponsored sweepstakes, they waive their right to sue. The Times says General Mills is one of the first major food brands to make this change after a judge in California refused to dismiss a case against the company brought by consumers. General Mills is pushing back, calling the Times story a broad mischaracterization. In an email to foxbusiness.com, General Mills spokesperson Mike Siemenas? You're kidding me. Siemenas. 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 Right?
I guess.
Am I saying that completely wrong? Siemenas?
I'm sure you are, but that's what it seems right.
Mike Siemenas. The General Mills spokesperson, Mike Siemenas. Siemenas. No, it's got to be Siemenas. All right. Wrote, this is a quote from Mike Siemenas. No one is precluded from suing us merely by purchasing our products at the store or liking one of our brand Facebook pages. That is just a mischaracterization. For example,
Should an individual subscribe to one of our publications or download coupons, these terms would apply. But even then, the policy would not and does not preclude a consumer from pursuing a claim. It merely determines a forum for pursuing a claim. And arbitration is a straightforward and efficient way to resolve such disputes. See, they're going on the ignorance of people here to not know. Mike Seaman ass is tricking you.
Yeah.
He's saying, no. We're not fucking you. We're just really, really slyly fucking you. You alright?
Yeah.
Still sick?
No.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Mike Seaman ass is concerned for your health. Health. Said health.
That hurt.
You alright?
Yeah.
Should
Go
we
ahead.
stop?
No, I want to hear about semen ass.
Seaman ass. Dominic Romano, New York City attorney and founder at Romano Law PLCC, says the move gives consumers uneven bargaining power. Companies will argue that this is about costs and litigation and to prevent people from suing over everything, Romano says. This means when you are downloading a coupon, getting involved in any contest, subscribing to publications, you are waiving your rights. If you get into a disagreement with the company, it can only be resolved through binding arbitration and negotiations.
And bloodshed.
And bloodshed, damn right. And he says this is done behind closed doors to protect the brand. Consumer advocacy groups say that if you take away the consumer's rights to court, private resolutions are largely controlled by companies, Romano says. The public won't know what's going on, so companies are keeping it in the dark. Consumers should be aware of legal terms when downloading these coupons or participating in forums online, Romano warns. The move may even cost General Mills a few customers. Not likely. I didn't know they fucking made Old El Paso and what was the other fucking thing that they make? Haagen-Dazs. I didn't know the Haagen-Dazs was a General Mills thing.
Most of the time when I fill out those things, do you agree with the determinants? I just go in my head, don't be an asshole with their stuff.
Yeah, don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid. Don't steal from them. And then I agree. I'm not reading the 15 fucking pages.
I know, and that goes into my rant that I'm about to have. Be aware of what you are consenting to, he says. You may want to think twice about engaging with brands that have unreasonable terms. And that really says it all. Binding arbitration isn't new. This fucking Cheerios bullshit is new. And that's why it's in the news right now. But binding arbitration is not fucking new. This is a process, this is a procedure that has been going on for a very, very long time. And it is used in everything. Everything has binding arbitration. Look through any fucking thing. Just search up the word binding arbitration. Just arbitration in any sense. And you're going to find it in your cell phone contracts. You're going to find it in credit card contracts. You're going to find it in anything that you ever have to accept terms of.
Anything you download from it on your computer.
Anything you download on the computer. Every time you have to click a button that says, I accept the terms, you are accepting binding arbitration. And it's exactly what it means. We're going to hire somebody to tell us if you're right. And that's all it is.
Yeah.
A lot of the times you can't even have a lawyer. You go in there and you talk to a spokesperson for the company, and you say, well, this is my problem. I opened a box of your Cheerios and there was a dead rat in it. And the person that's doing the arbitration says, yeah, well, you could have put that there. And then that's it. It's all done. You lose. You don't get nothing. Whatever. So what I say to do is get on Facebook and Twitter and fucking radio shows and whatever you could do. Put it on the news. Just throw it out there in as many mediums as you can that this company blows. And this is the reason why. Nothing?
No, I think it's good what you're saying, but the thing I have to say about the whole thing is Penn's game starts in 2 minutes.
Oh, shit, we got to end the show.
No, we're not ending the show. Are we?
I don't think so. I don't think it's going very well.
It's tied 2-2.
It's not funny.
What?
The show today.
The show's fine.
Ugh.
You're just being critical.
I don't know. I'm just not feeling it today.
Well,
Maybe it's because you're sick this week.
I'm not sick.
Well, you aren't now.
Well, maybe you should put some pants on. It's hard to look at you.
Well, it is kind of warm in here.
It's very warm.
Is it warm for you because my pants are off, or is it warm for you because of the reason that I'm warm?
A and C.
Nice. All right. Well, let's leave on a high note. We started the show with a really, really fun, heartwarming story.
Woohoo!
We'll end it with a really, really fun, heartwarming story. Police file raises questions about bullying in Rebecca Sedgwick's suicide.
God.
Ready?
Yeah.
Fucking end this piece of shit show on a fucking high note. It is a case about alleged bullying that garnered national and international attention. This is from CNN. Before she jumped to her death in September, 12-year-old Rebecca Sedgwick of Lakeland, Florida, was repeatedly bullied. Was repeatedly bullied on and offline. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd said at the time. About a month later, Judd announced that two teens, 12-year-old Caitlin Roman and 14-year-old Guadalupe Shaw, Jesus, were charged with aggravated stalking and accused of being Sedgwick's chief tormentors.
Sounds like an X-Men villain name.
Guadalupe Shaw.
Guadalupe Shaw.
Sebastian Shaw.
There you go.
Was that Black King?
Yes.
Black King. Haha. But then, just a month after the arrest, charges were dropped. With attorneys... Oh my god.
Having problems today?
I'm having so many problems today. I'm gonna hit my fucking e-cigarette. Way to fill in that time.
There you go. Oh, we can go with this humor.
What? God, now I don't even know where the fuck I was.
Kid jumping.
It jumps. Yes. But then, just a month after the arrest, the charges were dropped, with attorneys for the accused citing zero evidence of stalking in the case. CNN does not typically identify minors who are charged as juveniles, but the network is doing so in this case because their identities have been publicized by law enforcement and have received broad publicity in local media. I am mentioning their names because they did. So sue them. Now, as the extensive police file surrounding the case has become public, there are new questions about what evidence existed to back up claims that Roman and Guadalupe Shaw cyberbullied Sedgwick and that their bullying on and offline continued right up to her suicide, as alleged by the Polk County Sheriff. Abysmal lack of any evidence. I don't think I was prepared for the abysmal lack of any evidence of bullying for the 7 months prior to her suicide, said Nancy Willard, director of Embrace Civility in the Digital Age, a group that focuses on combating cyberbullying, and author of a handful of books including Positive Relations at School and Elsewhere. Are we too quick to cry bully? I hate when fucking articles do this bullshit, put in sections. Willard, who has no direct affiliation with the case, obtained the police files and reviewed them. She points to the Sedgwick case as yet another example of law enforcement and the media being quick to make a judgment that bullying caused a suicide when other factors might have been at work. The research clearly indicates that when bullying is implicated in a suicide, there are other factors involved, Willard said, referring to research on bullying in general. We're going to, at this point in time, anytime a child suicides, find another kid to blame. Judd's office says that it stands by the arrests and the investigation. The police documents support the probable cause that our detectives found during their investigation, probable cause that clearly supported the charges of aggravated stalking, said Donna Wood, a public information officer for the Polk County Sheriff's Office. We never said that bullying was the only reason Rebecca committed suicide, Judd told the Associated Press. But what the bullies did is that they continued to stack bricks on an already overloaded wagon until finally it broke. Inside the police file. See, we're in a whole nother section now.
Wait, I'm confused. The bullying was they stacked bricks in a wagon?
I just don't think that they want to use the straw that broke the camel's back. I think that's a little too passe now. Now we've got a whole brick wagon thing.
Was she in the wagon?
Oh, literal Dennis. I think the wagon is a metaphor, buddy.
Oh, I got it now.
And the bricks are cocks, and the wagon is a vagina.
I got
They
it.
put too many cocks in her vagina, so she jumped.
I got it.
Well, if you're gonna go the literal route, I'm gonna go the disgusting route. Inside the police file. More than a year before her death, Sedgwick. Is it Sedgwick or Sedgwick? Sedgwick. I've been saying that wrong. Had been battling depression resulting from her deteriorating relationship with her father, according to intake reports from a counselor that are included in the police file. She also complained about fights between her mother and stepfather. The file, which has been reviewed by CNN, says she cut herself on a few occasions, had suicidal ideations, and had been committed for psychiatric evaluation for 2 days. In November 2012, she accused her mother of abusing her and then took back the accusation, saying she was pushed to lie by classmates who forced her off campus and told her they wouldn't let her return home unless she lied to an officer. What? Okay. Her mother denied abusing Sedgwick, but said she slapped the girl's face once during an argument about Sedgwick being too young to date. Sometime before her death, Sedgwick's relationship with an online boyfriend came to an end, according to the documents. Family conflict, in addition to bullying from girls at school, weighed on her. When friends become bullies. In her notes, Sedgwick wrote about suicide, and in the weeks before her death, she did web searches on how many sleeping pills or Advil it would take to die. Mother. Bullying was the cause.
I'm listening.
As a more complicated picture of Sedgwick emerged in media reports about the police file last week, Tricia Norman, Sedgwick's mother, said people were looking for other sources to blame. Norman told the Ledger, a local newspaper in Lakeland, that she remains convinced bullying was the reason her daughter decided to end her life. I really don't think there was any other factors involved, said Norman, who accused people of trying to dig into her personal life, she added. Jesus Christ. She added, what Rebecca was upset over in her life was these girls not leaving her alone. God, this is a train wreck today. Norman alleged in a recent interview with CNN that once Sedgwick's suicide and the bullying allegations began making headlines, the girl's Ask.fm social networking page was deleted from the site, and the evidence of bullying may have been wiped away, she said. I most certainly want to know what happened. I know she was bullied. I know it was horrific, but that morning is what pushed her over the edge, Norman said. Norman and Judge are on a mission to ensure that companies behind disappearing apps that can be used for bullying keep records of data that passes through the sites and provide it to law enforcement when appropriate. God, I can't read shit today. God, we're only like halfway through this too. Ask FM said it cooperates willingly with authorities and recently added a safety page to its website saying bullies are not tolerated. Oh, that'll keep them from doing anything. The company said in a statement, from our experience, we have seen that reports of suicide cases often tend to present premature and simplified conclusions about tragic events, which are always complex overlap of different factors. Blah, 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 blah. Jesus Christ. This is a giant fucking article. Bullies suck ass. In conclusion, I don't know. Dude, I was bullied in school. And then I fucking punched that kid in the nose. No more bullying.
Well, I don't know if girls handle it better than boys. I've never been a girl.
Well, I would imagine probably not, dude. Girls are fucking Little cunts.
Who's that girl that died a couple years ago? I think she was Canadian. Amanda Todd.
Wow, you remember her name?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It's weird things I remember. You know
It
that.
is weird things to remember.
Like, I can play Doom the first level blindfolded.
Oh, anybody can play Doom the first level blindfolded. But I was fucking bullied when I was a kid. Like I said, I punched a little fucker in the nose, and that ended the bullying. Remember what shit was like when you were kids, and fucking one kid would get into a fight with another kid, and they'd grab each other and fucking roll around on the ground, and that was all there was?
No, I didn't live in the Falls.
That's all it was there.
I lived in the hood.
Oh, wow.
I lived in Cleveland.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It was a little different.
Yeah. That's all it was when I was going to school. Fucking grab an asshole, take him down, fucking roll around in the dirt, and then sooner or later a couple of kids would pull the kids apart, and just the kid that everybody liked was the one that won. I punched a motherfucker in the face. That was the end of it. I didn't get bullied again. That saved me from middle school on. I never got fucked with again.
Every time I got bullied, I just stood up for myself. That was it. For a couple weeks, I had to deal with some asshole.
Yeah.
That was it.
Nowadays, though, fucking.
You stick up to the bully, he comes back and shoots you.
Well, there's that, but I mean, also that you got the fucking Facebook and all that shit. So you constantly get hammered with it. Like when you got home, dude, that was a safe place to be.
Yeah.
You know, you got home, and the bullshit ended for the night. But now, all these idiots checking their fucking Facebook pages every goddamn 10 seconds. I still think it's a parental thing, man. You've got people who aren't being good parents to their kids, so their kids think they can push other kids around. And then you've got parents who aren't being good parents to their kids, and they allow them to be on all these fucking, social media shit.
Yeah, but I need someone to explain to me, how do you get bullied on Facebook?
I don't know.
Someone's screwing me, sending me
Calling
messages.
you fucking names, telling you you're
They
an
got
asshole.
a button called block.
Yeah.
Unfriend them, block them, whatever.
Yeah.
And the bullying's done.
Until they make up a fake account to call you more of an asshole.
You don't make friends with them. They can't talk to you if you're not friends with them.
Then they beat your ass at school. Make me your friend again so I can tease you when I'm home. Or I'm gonna kick your ass. I don't know. Fucking stupid bullshit, man.
I just don't get it.
Well, where were her parents?
Yeah, why didn't she tell anyone?
Well, I can understand why she wouldn't have told anyone, but where were her parents? Like, as a parent, your job is to dig everything out of your kid's life. You know? To help them navigate things. Well, I guess her parents were too busy fucking fighting with each other, and
Sounds like it.
I don't know. It's sad. It's sad when kids kill themselves, especially at 12 or 14 or whatever.
Yeah.
That's some horse shit.
They haven't lived at all yet.
Yeah, I know. Life gets way tougher. I don't know. She got broke up with her online boyfriend. Was getting made fun of online. She was living too much online. Whatever happened to go outside and play?
Bad things happen outside.
No, wonderful things happen outside. Smoked my first joint outside. Great. Dennis, comments?
Huh? I've never smoked weed in my entire life.
Bullshit. First time I met you, you were high as kite.
I didn't inhale.
Yeah, you inhaled. I forced you to. Alright. Anything else? I want to end the misery of this fucking show.
I finally watched the WrestleMania 30 and the Undertaker match.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and it was just as disappointing as what I read. You can even tell by the audience when the Undertaker lost, the waves of disappointment going through the stadium. It's like you're watching a movie and the bad guy wins at the end of the movie.
Yeah, but it's Brock Lesnar. Dude, I guess Brock Lesnar and Undertaker, like the people that play those characters, they really didn't like each other.
No.
I remember seeing one of Brock's fights in UFC. Undertaker was there, like ringside, And when he was fucking getting ready to go up into the octagon, like he passed by Undertaker and they fucking like squared off. And I was like, holy shit. I was hoping more was going to be Undertaker was going to get into UFC, but
It still might happen. You never know. That's what wrestlers are doing nowadays.
because they want to go fight.
But they just make Brock Lesnar to be this bad guy that he's beaten everyone. He's like beat Triple H, Shawn Michaels, blah 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 blah. And finally, the last guy that can't be beaten was beaten.
Yeah.
And what story? What do you go from the storyline from here?
You do the old Goldberg thing, man.
Goldberg's dead.
He's not dead. Is he dead?
No, he's not dead.
I was gonna say he's not dead. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it was just.
They'll have him fight.
I think it was a dumb move on the WWE.
The Wii.
Yeah.
Wii.
Get the F out of here.
I don't know. Get the F out of here. What is that mean?
That was when they got sued by the WWF.
Oh yeah.
They had to drop the F, and so that was their gimmick. Was now it's time to get the F out of here or something like that.
Wow. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I don't watch wrestling anymore. I don't know.
I don't watch it either, but I just go back and it's easy to check on YouTube nowadays what's going on WWE.
Yeah. When they brought back Ultimo Dragon and they made him a jobber for shittier wrestlers, that was when I was like, okay, I'm done with this shit. Because Ultimo Dragon was shit.
Still is the shit.
Still is the shit. Man had fucking, 9 belts at once at one point?
It's like 12.
Oh, God, was a fucking, just a
legend.
Great fucking wrestler. And then they brought him back, and I was so excited. I was so excited that I said, I'm going to watch wrestling again. Remember?
Yeah.
And then the first fucking night he was on, he lost. He was a fucking jobber, and it was gay, and I was pissed. And I said, I'm not going to watch wrestling anymore. Alright. Well, anything else?
No. Unless you want me to keep going.
Nah, fuck it all.
Alright.
This show sucked. Alright. That's it for our Easter show.
Yay!
I'm just upset because I can't smoke weed. That's all it is. Fucking angry
We'll
about
move to one of those 20 states.
I know. Well, Michigan. You can get medical weed in Michigan.
That's kind of far, and I don't like Michigan that much.
4 hours.
3 hours.
If you want to drive to Lansing.
I made Lansing in 3 hours and 20 minutes once.
You speed. I drive responsibly.
I was in a bad mood.
Well, I was high. I always drive slower when I'm high.
I was dropping a female off.
What was that? What was that? Ooh, story time. You get to tell
I'm not
story.
telling that story.
No, why not? Well, who was it? Was it?
I'm not mentioning any names, so no, it was not her.
So it wasn't her.
No.
Who was it? Girl.
Jocelyn.
Girl X. Yeah, Jocelyn. Yeah.
Yes.
Jocelyn. Who's Jocelyn?
She was going to Michigan.
Yeah. Why were you so angry?
Because I had to drive her home after she kind of like stepped on my heart.
Oh yeah?
That's about it.
That was it?
Yeah, I was pissed, so I'm like, I'm getting you home now. I don't want to see you anymore. And I didn't want to drive the 4 hours, so I made it in 3 hours and 20 minutes.
I'd have told her to go fuck herself. Get a cab.
Should have.
See, that's the problem with you. That's why all these women step all over you. Fucking doormat.
I gotta stop being nice, but it's kind of hard not to.
It's not a question of being nice.
The best thing was we had another person who was in the car with us, and I made him piss himself.
Who's that?
Let's see. His initials were AG.
Who's Jocelyn again? What was her real name?
Jocelyn.
Was it a real name?
Yeah.
I don't remember Jocelyn.
I'm not giving anyone's real name over this.
Well, write it down.
I don't know how to write.
Learn! Oh, yeah. That's what I thought.
You're a jackass.
Was that before or after I made fun of her for a fucking half an hour straight at your place?
That was after.
The drive was after?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So, Jocelyn
Yeah. Jocelyn Leon Kennedy.
fucked you over,
Yeah.
and then you told me about it,
Uh-huh.
and I came over and made fun of her when Cassie was coloring her hair. Right? And
Cassie Joel McHale.
that whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
And then after that,
Uh-huh.
you
Got drunk.
what?
We went out and got drunk.
Yeah, I remember that. No, I'm saying after that event, then you drove her to Michigan?
Mhm.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Because she was spending the night.
In Michigan?
No, at my house.
But you had to drive her to Michigan.
Yeah.
What was
because
the
I'm-
drive to Michigan for?
I'm the one that picked her up.
She lived in Michigan?
Yeah.
And you had to go pick her up.
Yeah.
And you drove her back to your place.
Yes.
And did you sleep with her that night?
I don't know.
How do you not know if you slept with somebody that night?
I'm not talking about it.
Oh, so you did sleep with her that night. Dude, this is the show, man. Talk
No.
about it. So did you sleep with her that
No,
night or
I
not?
did not.
So now the show's getting good. You're fucking cock blocking it. You're cock blocking the show, Dennis. What happened? Did you
No.
fuck her?
No, I didn't.
Did you get a blowjob?
No, I
Did
didn't.
you fuck her
No.
finger her in the ass?
No, I tried though.
Did you get anything?
No.
Did you kiss her?
No. Yes.
Nah. So you got a little tongue action?
Yeah.
Alright. And then you drove her back home?
Yeah, I was pissed because it was pretty much over, but she wouldn't say it was over. And she wouldn't tell me why, which I did find out later, which I think was bullshit.
What was the why?
She told everyone she got raped, and then I talked to her roommates who said it never happened.
Got raped by who?
Exactly. She was
saying
just,
you did it?
no, she was just saying some guy did it at
Is
a
this
party.
seriously 2 weeks in a row we have a Dennis raping chick
No.
story?
Supposedly some guy raped her at a party at her apartment, and I talked to her roommates. They said it never happened. So she was just using it to get rid of me.
So what?
Why she wanted to get rid of me, I don't know what I did to her.
Because you're too nice.
No, I think some asshole was talking in her ear about me, who was living up there that we don't like.
Who's that? Who's that? Jack?
Yeah,
It was Jack?
Jack.
The guy that had sex with other men for
Yeah, Jack.
for D&D figures?
Yes.
The guy who got plowed in the ass by another guy for
Yes.
D&D figures?
We knew a guy who traded sexual favors for, if you played any kind of role-playing game, sometimes they have little statues of their characters. He became gay to get
Free figures.
free.
Now, there's a lot of things that I can think that I might possibly fuck a dude in the ass for.
No, he got fucked in the ass.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm talking about me now. There's a lot of things that I can think that I would maybe fuck a guy in the ass for or let another guy blow me for. I mean, I can be bought, but it's going to cost a lot of money. It certainly isn't going to be fucking pewter figures.
And the sad thing about it is afterwards he denied it ever happened and started becoming a gay basher.
Yeah, self-haters. I love self-haters. They're funny to make fun of. I wish I would have known that back when we used to hang out with Jack.
Yeah, I think he was poisoning her. That's the only thing I can think of, because he was pissed at me because I didn't move to Michigan with him.
Why would you move to Michigan? I mean, other than the whole weed thing, but...
So I can get him out of trouble anytime he got in trouble.
I thought he was pissed at you because you started hanging out with me.
That was probably the other reason, too.
Yeah, Jack didn't like me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give up my fucking D&D fingers.
This guy, a friend of ours, Jack, came up to me. He's like, hey, you got to meet Andy. He's a really cool guy. We got to hang out with him. He's just like us.
Yeah.
So I started hanging out with Andy. And I've been hanging out with Andy, 10 plus years now?
Well, we met when I had just gotten out of high school, so that was like 90, 98, 99.
So
So it's been 15 years
15
or
years.
so. Or
And
longer.
yeah, a couple weeks after I met Andy, Jack comes up to me and goes, "Hey, stop hanging out with this guy. He's an asshole. He's just gonna backstab you," which he did, but
Whoa. We're not going to give away too many
but I
stories.
got over
We'll
that.
tease that one. The Andy backstabbing dentist story. We'll have to talk about that one. We'll have to come up with secret covert names. We'll call her Jane.
But basically, he said be friends with this guy, and I was. He was a cool guy, and I
Yeah.
hung out with him. And
You're talking about me. I'm
Yeah.
sitting right here,
He is a
motherfucker.
cool guy.
Was a cool guy. Thanks for that.
And then a couple weeks later, Jack comes up and says, "Hey, stop hanging out with this guy." I'm like, "Why?" And he gives me stupid things like, it just didn't make sense. And I'm like, "I've been hanging out with him. He's nothing like this."
We're gonna have to put a tag on this show where it says just fast forward through the
Shouldn't
first hour of the show and listen to the last 10 minutes. Ugh. So all right. So
I forgot I met I met Jesus that night too in the bar.
huh?
I told you about that, didn't I?
Wait, whoa. What are you talking about? What bar?
When
You took Annie up to
no, Jocelyn.
Jocelyn? Yeah. You gave her a stupid name.
Yeah.
Annie would be better.
Okay, call her Annie. I don't care.
Jocelyn. So
Jo-
Jocelyn. You met Jesus at the bar with Jocelyn?
Yeah, I thought I told you that.
Is this another covert name, or was his name
No,
actually Jesus?
I went to the bathroom and there was this guy in there. He had really, really long white hair, and for some
Jesus
reason I
didn't
guess
have white hair.
Huh?
Jesus didn't
or
have
really
white hair.
long, scraggly, like grayish hair. He just looked like Jesus for some reason.
Like
I was-
an old Jesus?
Yeah, I was drunk.
Like he actually looked like he was 2,000 years old?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What did he sell you?
And I guess he just looked at me and knew I was upset or something, which I was that night.
Yeah.
And he gave me advice, which at the moment was really good and helped me out to get through the rest of the night.
What was Jesus'
I don't
advice?
remember.
Dude, when Jesus gives you advice, best to fucking remember it.
It was for the moment.
Okay. Not like I said, when Jesus gives you advice, it's best to remember it. I mean, the groundskeeper remembered that the Dalai Lama gave him fucking peace and happiness on his deathbed.
It was pretty much just get over
had that
it.
going for
There's
him.
more women out there, basically.
Yes, but there aren't more women out there. Because they're all cunts. Women ain't nothing but bitches and tricks.
So that's kind of the roundabout story of me driving to Michigan in 3 hours and 20 minutes
It's a good story.
and scaring AG.
AG. Yeah. So that was good.
Well, we're definitely not saying his name. He'd sue us.
Probably. He was a dick. I didn't like him. Got a good story about AG.
I did like him for the longest time, and then I started not liking them, and someone convinced me to keep liking them.
Hey, asshole. When I fucking disappeared for a year or whatever out of your life and then came back into your life,
I needed a friend.
I come back into my life and you're hanging out with AG. And AG pulled me aside and asked me how I felt living in the shadow of the big dog. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And he said, me and Dennis, we're the big dogs.
Notice he had to pull you aside to say that.
Yeah.
He couldn't say that in front
Pulled
of
me
me.
aside. Well, he said it in front of that you were like brothers. Like fucking this. You're like
and
brothers.
I just rolled my eyes and looked at you.
That was the funniest goddamn moment. And then he pulls me aside, asks me the big dog question. And I went, oh, okay. And I'm thinking the whole time, I'm like, you're going to make Dennis leave you. Because I had seen it with Jack and Niles.
I was gonna call him Squeal.
Squeal, whatever. And who else was it that you dropped because they all of a sudden didn't like me?
I'm thinking.
Was Jimmy wasn't one of those. He just went crazy.
Oh yeah, he went nuts. I dropped him because he went insane.
And the priest, he became a priest. Yeah,
I didn't leave him though.
I know. He went to the priesthood. He left all of us. I don't know. I can't. It might have just been those two.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nah.
There was a guy when you found out he was a pedophile I didn't like. I can't even think of his name right now.
That was Junior.
And he was adopted. We talking about the same person? Oh yeah,
Junior.
Junior. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just never liked him. That's a funny story. This friend of my friend, he was friends with you a little bit. What are we calling him? Squeal?
Oh, Squeal? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
This buddy of ours, we call him Squeal. I don't know why.
Because you don't want to say people's real names, so
Yeah.
we're calling him Squeal.
Which the guy...
But just so you know, every time I say a name and Dennis laughs, it's because I'm making up a name that rhymes exactly with the person's name. But yes, Squeal.
Squeal smelled bad because he took showers every 2 weeks.
Always smelled horrible.
One time I visited his house, he had his high school hockey equipment in his closet that he never washed. He was out of high school for like 4 years. But
didn't he ask you to rape his sister?
He asked me to rape. No, he offered to pay me $1,000 to rape her.
$1,000. That's good money.
And I said no because I'm not into raping people.
$1,000 and a lay? How can you lose?
If I was smart and thought about it, I should have talked to his sister about it and they cut her a deal.
You should have. You should have talked to her and said, "I will pay you $500 to tell your brother that I raped you."
Well, the thing was, she was scary, and I was afraid to even talk to her.
Oh, really?
She was one of those girls.
Jesus Christ. Well,
She always had a scowl on her face. She always was pissed off.
Why do we have so many stories of you either raping chicks for pretend?
I didn't rape anyone.
Well, no, you didn't. Not specifically. But
in any sense, you asshole.
You rolled the dice, man.
Shut up.
You're the one that made the declared actions. Yeah, so, anyways, going back to my story. Big dog. Fucking asking me about all that shit. And then we hung out with him, and he DJ'd a fucking karaoke night.
Yeah, at a bar.
At a bar.
Local bar.
Local bar.
Which we're not
going to say.
We're not promoting.
Yeah. I still like that bar. It's still a fine bar. Been there a couple times since then. But anyways, so he was DJing a fucking karaoke night, and I was dating a girl. We'll call her
Frank.
Smabecca. And he was an ass, and he was never really an ass to me beyond just funny stuff, and he was never really an ass to you directly either.
No,
he worshipped you.
I just didn't like how he treated other people.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where I couldn't turn a cheek
on him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't ignore it anymore.
Yeah. And he fucking got on the microphone, and he said out loud over the microphone to the whole bar, "Hey Andy, I just grabbed a big handful of your girlfriend's ass. What do you think of that?" And I remember looking at you and saying, "I think I don't want to hang out with him." Oh, AG anymore. Oops. I'll have to edit that out.
Yeah.
Beep. So, yeah. And that was the end. The rise and fall.
He's hung around a bit, though, but we had to deal with him in other capacities after that.
Yeah.
He's another one of my people that came to me crying. Why aren't we friends anymore? And actually having tears in his eye. And I'm like, dude, you're a grown man. Get over it.
Yeah, but everybody wants to be friends with you.
That's fine. Be friends with me. Don't cry when I don't hang out with you for 2 days.
I don't know.
That's what Bimmy did.
Bimmy?
He called me one day. I was this guy.
Bimmy.
You never met him. This guy I knew.
Bimmy?
Bob.
Bimmy. You make up names that have nothing to do with the Bimmy. Okay, what did Bimmy say?
I'm at work one day, and I come home, and I'm like, oh, I got answering my answering machine. Oh, archaic device. If you know what that is. It's
Yeah.
not, this is before voicemail. And I hit the
Before
button.
cell phones.
And hit the button to play back my messages, and it's him,
Bimmy.
Bimmy.
Yes.
And it's me. Where you at? And then I'm like, that message is done, and I go to another one. It's like in all the movies you see, it's getting worse.
Single white female.
Yeah, at the end it's like,
Where you
where
been?
the fuck are you? I've been calling you all day. Why aren't you calling you back? And I finally call him, and I'm like, dude, I was at work all day. And he's like, oh, okay. Click.
Wow. Bimmy sounds fucking weird.
And like one time he came over, and all I had was in my fridge. I needed to go shopping. All I had in the fridge was a sub.
And a half pound of weed.
No, a sub and some water. And I'm like, that was my dinner for the night. And he comes in, he's like, dude, I'm starving. Can I eat your sub? And I'm like, no, that's my dinner. I'm like, I have nothing else in the apartment.
Well, that doesn't make him an asshole. He was hungry.
Get his own food in his own damn apartment.
Bimmy.
He turned into a stalker.
You usually attract the stalkers.
I don't know why.
They all wind up being that way. Except me. I can give a fuck about you.
You stalk me all the
I
time.
do. Always looking at your Facebook page.
There's nothing on my Facebook page.
I know.
I cleared it all out.
That's why there's nothing on my Facebook page. I want to be just like you.
I cleared it out just to see if anyone wouldn't go, hey, what's going on with your Facebook page? No one said a damn word, so it makes me happy.
You direct them to the fucking show Facebook page?
No.
Oh. Okay.
I think I'm getting rid of all the old people in my life again.
You don't talk to anybody from the old people.
I used to try to keep up with everyone at my old job, and after I stopped working there, I still talk to them, visit them,
Yeah.
and they kind of stopped talking to me, so I'm like,
That's happy.
screw them.
Alright. Anything else? Are we done?
Yeah.
Let's end this show.
Bimmy's
Again,
coming over.
Bimmy's coming over. Nice. I apologize to everybody for this week's show. I hope that it picked up a little bit at the end.
I think you're being too hard on yourself.
Nah. Just wasn't feeling it. Alright. So for the Egocast,
It's Bimmy
Bimmy
and Andy.
and Andy. Ugh. God, I hope that catches on as your nickname. I hope that everybody calls you fucking Bimmy for the rest of your life.